what's up, guys? Today's deck brawl is gonna be. Oh! What the? Oh! Oh no. Free piece of advice, everybody. Never let a Sasquatch in your house. Ugh. Anyway, guys, today's deck profile is deck of choice is going to be the Danger deck, and we're going to be adding a little bit of, shall we say, a dark hero element to it. So, go ahead, watch those replays, enjoy them, and afterwards we'll go over the deck profile. Stick around, guys. Alright, there you have it, guys. That is my, I don't know what I would call this, Danger Dark Law deck is I guess what I'm going to call this. So, in short, basically what you have is where we are using what seems to be the standard for the new Danger archetype. We are using, like, the Dark World support to get it going there, but I decided to add my own little new take on things and throw in a Mass Change second so we could go into Dark Law. Because that seems to give you the edge over, say, like any kind of opposing graveyard-based deck. As you saw, a lot of those guys were rage quits. This deck, however, does have a lot of weaknesses, and I'm about to go over that really quickly. Now, obviously, my extra deck could have used some upgrades, obviously, but there were a few that really came in handy. I'm going to tell you about that. The thing that you need to understand is this deck is highly weak against certain hand traps. And Called by the Grave will wreck you. I'm just telling you that right now. This deck is extremely susceptible to that spell card. Just getting rid of any one of the danger monsters, and that entire danger monster's abilities are gone for that turn. So you might as well, just letting you know. You also don't use the field spell, as it's really not all that useful. We do use the Dark World field spell, which is really useful. Because these guys can be ditched for anything, whether it's the effect or for cost, which is actually really cool because you could basically summon a Chupacabra or one of the small, Dark World monsters, turn it into a Dark Law, and then whatever, if you ditch a Bigfoot, a Nessie, or another Chupacabra, or a Jackalope here, you get an effect, which is busted. So which means, it's like you're getting a monster, you're getting a search, you're getting, a monster back from the graveyard, or you're blowing something up. I mean, it's like, yeah. It basically, the cool thing about the Danger archetype is with the Dark Law, it's basically turning Dark Law into Zodiac Trident, which I find really funny. It's a really cool combo that you're basically doing when you have like a Bigfoot in hand and a little dark monster that you can turn into Dark Law. They have a lot of draw power. I didn't play Allure of Darkness. I probably should have, because I had, there was a few times where Levier the Sea Dragon would have been useful, but I just didn't do it. Excuse me. The thing you also need to know is the deck that you're going to have the most trouble with. I'm going to tell you that right off the bat, and that's going to be the Thunder Dragon deck, because the Thunder Dragon deck doesn't care that you could blow up the same Thunder Dragon 6 times. Like, potentially you could. You could activate... Well, I think this one's only once per turn. I'm not sure. But basically, like, let's just assume it isn't for the argument's sake. But let's just say you could blow it up 6 times. Well, they could just keep banishing stuff from their graveyard. So that's going to be a bit of a challenge for you. Especially if you don't go first and throw out the Dark Law. And that does hurt them, but even then, it doesn't hurt them as much. Excuse me. Not even tired. I'm over here yawning up a storm. Sorry, guys. The interesting thing that I have found with this deck is that its ability to just, free plus or free special summon or free destruction for no reason. So, and the basically Graceful Charity for an archetype is basically what this card is. The funny thing also is because you play all of the danger monsters, you have to play all of them to even bother with this trap card. It's basically like if you don't have one, you could take the risk, like Allure of Darkness, for example, and hope to draw into one, and most of the time you do. So that's a really cool niche trick there. I still don't think that there's a definitive right answer to this deck just yet. Everyone's like Dark World, Dark World, Dark World, and I'm partially agreeing, but I think there are certain things like I would take out. Like I would take out the Rhino Warrior here and the Tour Guide. They just don't seem to really help. That's 2 things right there I would take out. I don't know if I would lean so much on the field spell. I think I would take out 1 copy of the field spell, and I think from there I would throw in like some hand traps, because this deck is extremely susceptible to them. And against the Thunder Dragon deck, trust me, you want some way to stop them before they get going. Also, this is one of the cards that's probably going to look a little bit wonky. The rest of them outside of Dark Law are going to be just basically your options, your choices. You're obviously going to want Dark Law because this is going to help you against graveyard-based decks. You obviously want the Photon Lord because monster negates are good. Big Eye. The reason why I'm playing Big Eye is because it's another out to the deck like the Thunder Dragon deck, which has got monsters that are really hard to get rid of. Basically, you just take it and use it against them. Easy enough. You use 2 Nessies to do it. You got Soul Charge, you got Monster Reborn, you got Nessie's Effect. It's quite possible for you to do it. So, just pick, you know what I mean? And also, you can possibly get it off of Jackalope and Chupacabra. So, there's enough recursion and special summoning from the deck. It's possible to get 2 Nessies out at the same time. So, if a little bit of luck's on your side, or if you got Soul Charge or Monster Reborn, do it. You can throw out a Big Eye, take their stuff. The best rank for it right here is Bagooska, because you aren't always able to attack right away. So sometimes your best move is to make Bagooska, make Nessie in defense mode, and watch your opponent scream. The rank 3, you could take this out if you want to play the Allure of Darkness version, or you want to focus more on that. Throw in Levier. That's not a bad option. The Link monsters, the only ones you really require are the Archfiend and the Nightmare monsters, and then the rest is kind of whatever you want. The Witch isn't quite here yet, but she will be here soon. I think she might even be in the same set. Don't quote me on that. I don't really remember. However, it's a solid deck. Just know that hand traps are gonna hurt. Called by the Grave is gonna hurt. If you also go against the stun deck, it's really gonna hurt. So it's very explosive, but it lacks defense at the moment. So there you go, guys. This was my Danger Dark Law deck, I guess you could say, or Dark Law Danger. I don't have a name for that yet. It'll be in the description or the title of the video. If you like my goofy antics, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more. If there's a deck you guys want to see in the future, make sure you leave a comment down below. I do all sorts of wackiness. The next one up in line, I think, is going to be a Neospatian deck, so look forward to that. Yeah. Also, guys, real quick, I almost forgot. I do have a shout out this week. I'm glad I caught myself before I got out of here. This week's shout out is Karibo League. Make sure you guys go check them out. They are another small YouTuber. They're bigger than I am, but every little bit counts. So make sure you go check them out, guys. I'm Ben 10,000 Waggio, your friendly neighborhood Yu-Gi-Oh superhero, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.